Hello, welcome to a reading vlog that is going to be kind of centric around mental health this week. Mental health is something that I always try and be very open and transparent about, and it's something that I've definitely felt has been a struggle for me at the moment. So I thought it would be nice to make this reading vlog themed around things that I'm going to try and do this week to help my mental health, and things where I'm going to try and make a conscious effort to make myself feel a little bit better where I can. I want to start this off by saying I'm okay, I'm fine. I like to think I'm generally quite a positive, happy, bubbly person, and that is something that I hope comes across in my content. That is something that I generally try to live each day feeling, because I do think, especially living alone, giving myself that positivity and that energy is definitely something that I find really helps me. So whilst that is generally what I am like on a day-to-day basis, sometimes I do have periods of time where I do feel pretty low and I do feel like I'm struggling with certain things. So at the moment I am definitely feeling a little low for a couple of different reasons. I am feeling really lonely at the moment. I live alone and I have a lot of friends all over the country. I have a couple of friends in my town. My family do not live in my town. They're about 45 to 50 minutes away, which isn't the end of the world, of course, but I generally don't have a large group of people living around me, and obviously everyone has their own lives and things going on as well. So I don't really have the regular in-person social interactions that I feel like I need as an extroverted person to gain that energy from, and that can be a real struggle for me. And I definitely notice that on the weeks where I don't have as much planned and I'm not seeing people, I certainly do have lower weeks, and I think that that has happened a lot more recently, and a couple of other things building up on it to make me feel quite lonely. And it's really difficult when you live alone and you wake up and you work from home and every day is becoming the same, and I think that that is a real struggle when you do already feel a bit shit. When every day becomes very samey, you just kind of lose that motivation to do anything different and to break that cycle. Also, a lot of people do suggest that I get a pet to combat the loneliness, but I will say that it unfortunately is not something that I would be able to fix to my lifestyle at the moment. I would love a pet, but it just isn't going to suit the lifestyle I have at the moment. It wouldn't be fair to the animal. So that is something that I want to tackle this week. I also just want to kind of be kinder to myself. I have a lot of stresses going on at the moment, and a lot of things I can't control and a lot of things I can control. I am very stressed about the economy. I'm very stressed always about money. I don't know what is happening with the economy. I have 3 jobs. So I'm a freelancer, I've got Books Nest, and I work for a marketing agency. And all of those are centric around social media, and social media, especially with things like Twitter and Elon Musk at the moment, I'm finding that really stressful. Like, even filming this now, I don't know what the situation on Twitter is going to be next week. And I use Twitter as a marketing platform. Twitter is something I use for work. Things like that I just kind of took for granted, and now becoming stresses in terms of how I can do my job and what clients want from my job, and therefore the hours that I am able to offer clients and things. So there's certainly some stresses there, and just generally not having that layer of stability at the moment with the way that the world is going is kind of scary. Being a single homeowner, I don't live that far from London, so it is not very cheap where I live. And it is a stress. It is definitely a stress. And again, I like to be open and transparent. I'm not gonna run through my incomes and my invoices with you, but I'm certainly happy to talk and say, look, this and this are definitely things that are tricky, because I want you guys, if you're having the same issues, to know that you are not alone in having those issues. So that's a nice worry to add onto the plate. And also, as I was saying, being kinder to myself, I'm not being very kind to myself at the moment. I am having some real self-confidence issues, appearance-wise, and I am not happy that this is happening in my brain, and I don't honestly know how to stop this. I'm trying to do things about it. I'm trying to look after myself. I'm trying to do good skincare routines. I'm trying to eat nice foods. I'm going to start trying to get a routine going with doing yoga and things. That is something I started doing this morning, as you will have seen from this vlog. So I want to start doing more things like that to look after myself and to give my body the best opportunity at being a healthy body, because I have scoliosis and I have hypermobility, and both of those things are getting increasingly worse. I pull muscles very easily, and it feels like being stabbed, essentially. It is horrendous. It's here that I pull them the most. And when it happens, it's not through me doing anything particularly strenuous. Like, I could reach for a pen over there and pull a muscle in my arm. I was showering the other day, and it wasn't when I was washing my hair, it wasn't when I was reaching for something. I literally just moved my hand and my whole body went into agony for about 20 to 30 minutes of instant pain, and then about a day of like residue muscle ache. So you're getting all the transparency in this vlog, but basically I need to look after myself, because if I can strengthen my body and if I can make sure I'm giving my body the best shot, these things do hurt me less. And I know that because I used to do that and it didn't hurt me as much. And I need to get back into the routine of doing that and being kinder to my body and looking after my body. So I need to be kinder physically with my body, and also mentally, the way that I'm thinking about things and the way that I am talking to myself, really. I just need to be kind and accept that my body is keeping me alive and it's doing a great job of that, and that I need to love that about my body and love my body. So we're getting all kinds of deep on a Monday morning right now, but those are the kind of things that's happening in my brain at the moment. Contribution of all of that weighing down, not having anyone to speak to on a daily basis that is physically in my flat with me, just all of those things is kind of bringing me to a point where I'm like, okay, not feeling good on a regular basis, need to do something about it. The default things that I do when I feel like this are things that I know work, but things that I don't always necessarily want to do, because when you are not feeling fab, you don't always want to do the things that you know are going to help, because it's just the way that your brain processes things. So the kind of things I'm going to try and get a little bit more into a routine of this week and try and have more regularly in my life are doing exercises, doing yoga, something like that in the mornings or in the evenings, or like just making sure I go for that daily walk, because I love my daily walks. But when it gets to this time of year, I find that it is really difficult to keep doing them, because we get darker evenings, we get rainier days, we get colder days. I don't mind going out if it's raining and if I'm cold, like I don't mind those things, but obviously in the morning I shower at night, so I don't want to really go outside and get absolutely drenched and freezing cold before I actually even start my work day. So I need to try and find a balance there as to how I can make that work. I do have things like Just Dance and Ring Fit on the Switch. I have those kind of things, so I can use those. So I want to get more into the routine of doing something like that every single day. I also want to carve out time in my day for me. I do a lot of different content creation based things, whether it's Patreon live shows, whether it's Twitch streams, or just filming videos like this. And I think that at times I can lose sight of having a moment that is just for me, because obviously I'm creating all this content because I love doing it. So I can often think that it is for me, and it is for me. But when I'm talking on camera or I'm on a live show or something like that, obviously that is different to if I'm just going to be sat on my sofa in my pajamas just watching a film. So I need to try and carve more of that time for me, because whilst I like being busy and I thrive on being busy and I find my mental health is at its best when I am busy, I think I do still need to take those times to just slow down for a little bit, which I am good at doing. I do always make sure to do it, but sometimes there'll be days where I don't, and I think it's important to try and do that every day if I can. So those are 2 things. 3 things. I'm gonna try and cook myself some nice foods, because I think I can often forget to actually sit down and have a nice lunch or have a nice dinner. Lunch especially, if anyone else gets this, when I work from home, I just can't be bothered. Like, I snack, I have a packet of crisps at like 12, and then I might have, I don't know, some crumpets or a slice of toast or something later on in the day, and I just don't ever sit down and have like an actual meal of lunch. I just have like a nibbly bit occasionally throughout the day. So I want to get better at doing that, and also like cooking myself some nice evening meals, which I do a decent amount of the time, but also will just snack instead of having dinner as well. So I need to get better at doing that, because I think that creates a nice sense of routine and also makes me feel good about myself that I have been able to prepare a meal and then sit down and enjoy that meal. On top of all of this, I think there's a great big power in slowing down and taking a breath, and I think that kind of ties in with taking a moment for myself. But whether it is a moment if I'm doing some yoga in the morning, or whether I choose to write in a journal or go for a walk, like just having a second where you just stop, take in some breaths, and just appreciate what's around you and where you are in life. Because there's a quote, I don't know what the exact quote is, but the essence of it is that where you are now is where you once dreamed you would be. Because obviously we're always trying to get to the next stage in life, like we're always pushing forward to achieve better and to go one step further. And I think you can forget sometimes to look. Like, the me right now is feeling lonely and wants the companionship. I would love to maybe have a house as well. Like, I love my flat, but I would love to have a house. Like, those are the kind of things I want now. Whereas where I'm at right now, 5 years ago, Beth was dreaming of this moment, like having my own flat that I've completely decorated the way I want, having all my books out, being able to create content for a job. Like, that is what I wanted to be able to do 5 years ago, and now I am doing it. So I need to give myself a pat on the back and just have a moment to appreciate that as well. I think that kind of comes hand in hand with my final thing that I want to do, and also that ties in with the exercise thing as well, and just kind of making sure I do more things that are good for my body. And that is just making sure every day I am outside for at least like 10 seconds and just have that moment, because I think ultimately grounding yourself in nature and just having a moment where you know where you stand in the world and just being somewhere in a beautiful area of nature is so fundamentally important. And I think that we don't realize how important that can be and how good that is for your brain. I was feeling really bad yesterday, and that was kind of the start of me being like, okay, we're not doing great right now, what can we do to sort this out? And I had gotten back into bed and was just like under my cover at about 11:30, 12ish, which is not like me. I personally like to get up and go. It's not like me to get back into bed, especially at that time in the morning. So that is when I kind of knew that that wasn't great for me. And my mum came in, I was back at my family home, my mum came in, didn't realise I was still in bed, and was like, what's up, are you okay, do you want to chat? And we ended up going for a walk at this beautiful area that I've included footage in for this vlog. And I was still not feeling great. And after about 20 minutes of walking, whilst it wasn't gone, that feeling that was looming over me, after about 20 minutes of walking, I felt like I had released something, and I felt a lot calmer and less bogged down by this dark cloud. And whilst, as I said, it wasn't completely gone, it definitely helped. And I think that the power of nature, and I know I've already mentioned walking and how good that is, but the power of nature and the power of being out in the fresh air is so, so important. This is a very lengthy intro, wow, okay. But hi, welcome to this vlog. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. We're gonna be talking about mental health. We're gonna be doing things that are going to help my brain. So this week, saying all of that, my plans at the moment are, oh, also, one final thing I wanted to add into what I just said. as well as like making yourself go out into nature and stuff, I think just giving yourself little places to go to as well during the week, especially if you work from home, can be really important. So one of the things I'm going to be doing this week, today I hope, is going to work in a cafe, because I used to do this weekly and then I stopped, and I don't know why I stopped. So I'm going to start doing that again and hopefully go work in a cafe today. Tomorrow I am in London because I am at the Winter Ball, I think it's called. It's going to be really good fun, so I'm excited for that. And then possibly on Wednesday I'm going to go see Wakanda Forever. I'm hoping I can go to see that during the day on Wednesday. Then at the weekend, I am going to my town's Christmas light switch on, and on Sunday I am going to Waddesdon Manor with my friend Connie for their Christmas market. I don't know where I'll end this vlog. I will be vlogging the Waddesdon Manor stuff, I just don't know if it'll be in this vlog or in a separate vlog, so I don't really know what this vlog's going to be. At the moment I am reading In My Dreams I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead. I'm about halfway through this. It's a dark academia, but it's kind of not really throwing me all that many atmospheric vibes at the moment. I'm liking it. It's mixed time zones, which I don't know how I feel about. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's very jumpy in a deliberate way, and I do think that helps move the story along, but at times it can be quite jarring to know where you're at with it. So I am intrigued to keep going with this one. I think it's definitely starting to get going now. I just didn't read too much yesterday, so I feel like I'm not in the zone with it yet, but I will get there. But that is a plan for the week. I hope you enjoy this vlog. I realised I was super vague at the end of that video because my camera battery started flashing at me because I was talking for way too long. But tomorrow, I think I touched on the fact that I'm going to this winter ball. I didn't even say it's Hot Escape that the publishers that are hosting this event, so it's going to be a publishing party. It's not a ball, it is more of a party. I think it's just called the Winter Ball. But it's going to be really good fun. I get to see Lauren again tomorrow as well, so that's going to be really good. And it's just going to be fun to be at this event and around a load of bookish people. So that is what that is tomorrow. I feel like I really didn't explain that well, but that is what is happening. Also, just to add on, I know that I've spoken a lot about mental health and been pretty open in what I just said as well. I just want to reiterate that this is obviously my own personal experiences. I know that not everyone is going to have the same experiences, and I know that what works for me might not work for somebody else, or vice versa. So I just want to reiterate that and say that obviously this is just my own experiences, and I just wanted to be open and honest and transparent and talk through that in the hope that one person can feel that they are not so alone with their feelings if they have the same kind of thought with something or the same kind of feelings. That is why I want to talk openly and honestly, because if you can make a difference to the way that one person feels, then it is definitely worth it. Just interrupting myself here because I have a very exciting sponsor for this video that I am really excited to tell you about. So for today's video, especially talking about mental health, I wanted to look at how the longer nights, the darker evenings, affect my mental health. And one of the things that helps me with that is serious readers. So if you saw me talking about serious readers before, you'll know that they sent me the high definition floor light for a previous video, and I have been using it ever since, and I bloody love this thing. It is so good. I love the design. I love how easy to move about it is. For example, it's normally in my lounge, but I have moved it into my office today to film this video because it's easier to have it behind me here. It's so light and so easy to maneuver into whichever room I want. It also has an adjustable beam, which I think is fab because it means you can change the light to suit whatever situation you're in. You can also change the brightness. It's just great. It's so customizable. I think it looks really sleek and stylish. It's such nice quality. I feel like it's gonna last me for ages. I'm a big fan. So the reason I was mentioning the longer nights is because of how much this light helps me with producing more of a natural light feel. Obviously I wake up when it is dark, I finish work and it is dark. I go to bed and obviously again it is dark. I feel like I spend so much of my free time now in darkness. God, that sounds really low, but not with this light. Basically, this light gives a fantastic daylight feel, and I think I didn't realize how much I needed this. I was lighting my lounge with fairy lights, which, whilst very pretty, is not the most functional to read by, and reading with this in the evening just means that I can read for a lot longer. My eyes don't feel as strained, and I can actually see what's on the page, which does actually help. I honestly think this is such a fab light range. The whole Cirrus light range is just absolutely fantastic. As I said, this is the high definition floor light that I have behind me. If you would like to get a free compact light with any purchase from the Cirrus lights range, you can use my code BNEST1 at checkout. And you can also find everything you need about Cirrus readers linked down below. Thank you so much for watching this ad and supporting my content, and thank you so much Cirrus readers for sponsoring this video. It is now Tuesday. I hope you're enjoying this vlog so far. Today I am heading into London for the Hot Escape Winter Ball. Very, very excited. I'm just about to leave to drive in now. I will of course film whilst I'm there, but I'm looking forward to being around loads of bookish people, loads of great books. It's going to be a fun evening. Hello. Two to three things. One, I am very sleepy right now, but I wanted to quickly film this video because two, I have a goodie bag from the event I was at and I have no idea what's inside and I want to unbox it on camera. Three, I had a good time at the event. Oh my god, and four, I finished my book. All of these things. It was a good event, it was very fun. I had a lot of fun with bookish people and hearing about all the new books that are coming out. There's so many exciting things coming for Hot Escape at the moment. It was just a really good time. It was in the WATERSTONES in Tottenham Court Road, which is WATERSTONES I hadn't been in before. It's like a 3-floored WATERSTONES and we were in the basement, which was really cool because there was a bar in the basement and there was some book-inspired mocktail and cocktails. So that was really cool. But I want to see what is in the goodie bag. This is literally jam-packed. Okay, there is artwork. I feel like this is Evangeline and Jax. Is it? From Once Upon a Broken Heart? Maybe? Do we think? I think. I don't know. I'm willing to be very wrong there because my brain is very tired right now. I haven't had alcohol, but when my brain gets tired, I like essentially react as if I have had alcohol. Okay. We have some arcs. There's more arcs. There's more stuff in the bag. There's a lot in this bag. Okay, right. First up, this is upside down. Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. So this is an arc that says it's the cruel prince meets To Kill a Kingdom in the first in this dark YA fantasy duology, in which a siren assassin must join forces with the prince she hates to hunt a deadly killer herself. Hang on, sorry. She's hunting herself? Does she know she's hunting herself? Or is she like trying to do it to cause some red herrings? I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I mean, it's going to be an enemies to lovers, I feel like. I mean, clearly, by the fact that it is people that hate each other forced to work together. I mean, that screams enemies to lovers. So I hope that's the vibe it's giving. Oh my gosh, I'm so sleepy. Why am I doing this right now? I just wanted to unbox. I wanted to see what was in the bag. My impatience has got the better of me. I apologise for this vlog clip. Okay, then we have this one. This one had posters everywhere. It looks really cool. The cover's really cool. This is City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaefer. This says, face your fear or become your nightmare. I mean, I don't really know what it's about from that, but there's a man-eating spider. What? Ever since her sister became a man-eating spider and slaughtered her way through town, 19-year-old Ness has been terrified. What? Terrified of some other nightmare murdering her and terrified of ending up like her sister. Because in Newham, the city that never sleeps, dreaming means waking up as your worst fear. What? I really like dream nightmare type of storylines and magic systems. This sounds so cool. Why is her sister a man-eating spider? Okay, I kind of want to start this one like immediately. Then we have Frontier by Grace Curtis. This has the tagline of love, longing, and laser guns. The last time I can't even speak. The last time we said goodbye, I wish I'd held on just a little tighter. I wish I'd stayed there just another second. I wish I'd buried my face in your neck and told you how much I love you. I wish, I wish, I wish. Okay, so it's a romance. I feel like it's gonna be sci-fi. What? Love, loss, and gunslinging meet in this dazzling debut for fans of Becky Chambers and Mary Robinetti Kowal. So it's a sci-fi, it's set in the distant future, climate change has reduced the Earth to a hard Scrabble wasteland. Well, shit. Saints and sinners, lawmakers and sheriffs, gunslingers and horse thieves abound. Oh, what? So it's kind of like a Western space thing? Folks are as diverse and divided as they ever have been, except in their shared suspicions when a stranger comes to town. One night a ship falls from the sky, bringing the planet's first visitor in 300 years. She's armed, she's scared, and she's looking for someone. Interesting. It's a sci-fi, but it's like a Western sci-fi. Okay, I'm doing a really bad job of this, but hey. We have more books and other bits in general. There's a lot in it. There's Harry Potter. I didn't know there was Haribos, I would have eaten them in the car. We have Roshani Chokski's latest book, The Last Table of the Flower Bride. No, The Last Tale, not The Last Table. The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. My brain is getting very sleepy. Do not look, do not ask, do not pry. Boom. What's this about? Let's have a look. There's just reviews. I don't know what it's about. Oh, there's the blurb. A sumptuous, gothic-infused story about a marriage unraveled by dark secrets, a friendship cursed to end in tragedy. Tragedy. Anyway, and the danger of believing in fairy tales. There's a lot of good reviews on the back. We have V. Schwab reviewing this, lingers like a fever dream. Chloe Gong says it ripples with the feeling of a dream filled by beauty and terrors alike. That's a very nice quote. Sulin Tan says it's dark, haunting, and thrumming with mystery. Then we also have Spice Road. This cover is stunning. This is by Maya Ibrahim. This is so pretty. Damn. That's a pretty proof. Okay, the tagline on the back is, "We will fight, but first we will have tea." I didn't expect it to say that. Okay, fun. It's an epic sand-swept adventure. I just want you to know I've got the giggles and I've tried to read this blurb out loud about 5 times now and I keep laughing for literally no reason other than I just seem to have the giggles. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep pushing through. What the hell is this? I mean, seriously. Filming when tired is not a good idea for me, apparently. In the hidden desert city of Qualia, spice magic awakens the affinities for those who drink the Mistra tea. I've not got this far without laughing yet, so this is going well. With her affinity for iron, 17-year-old Imani can wield a dagger like no other, and for that she has gained a reputation as the next greatest shield, battling the monsters spread across the lands. Ever since her brother was discovered stealing their nation's coveted spice and disappeared into the Forbidden Wastes, Imani's reputation has been in tatters. Despite Athir's betrayal, there isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't grieve him. Then Imani discovers signs her brother may be alive and spreading their nation's magic to outsiders. Desperate to find him, she joins the mission sent to hunt him down. Accompanied by Tahar, a powerful beast seer who enthralls and enrages her in equal measure, Imani soon discovers that many secrets lie beyond the Forbidden Wastes and in her own heart. Caught between her duty to her nation and her love for her brother, Imani must decide where her loyalties lie before it is too late. I don't know why I'm reading the blurb out for some of these and not for others, but that was the blurb of this one. This is Spice Road. So the final book I'm very excited about is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. I did know this one was in there. This is an exclusive proof for the Hot Escape Winter Ball. This sounds so good and apparently is Chloe Gong's best writing yet. So the tagline on the back of this one says, Sunday Times bestselling author Chloe Gong's adult epic fantasy debut, inspired by Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, is a fiery collision of power plays, spilled blood, and a romance amidst a set of deadly games. I really enjoyed Chloe Gong's initial duology being a Romeo and Juliet retelling, so the fact that this is Antony and Cleopatra, yes, this sounds so good. I'm excited to read this one. This is, again, one that I would quite like to start pretty soon. Okay, there's other stuff in here too. Oh, there's sticky tabs. This is cool. We have some sticky tabs on a bookmark thing that has unfortunately got a bit bent, but we have sticky tabs. Haribos. A teeny tiny badge. We have a booklet telling us about what is coming up for Hot Escape. There's a little dodo sticker. I'm going to put this in my scrapbook. I'm making a scrapbook page for this evening because I like doing my scrapbooking. Gonna stick these in. We got some photos at the photo booth. Which, honestly, like, I felt like I got the hang of the photo booth and then we started introducing props and I was not ready for the photo to reload as quickly as it did. So these are the photos. that we took. Here we go. Cute, nice. What else did I get? There's, oh wait, what's that? Like a little thing, a card thing, and a little other card thing, got a bit bent, and a bookmark. Definitely grab a bookmark. Okay, that's everything, and obviously the bag itself, which I love the colour of. This is like dot on the colour of my car. It matched my car. Right, that was all the Hot Escape stuff. I had such a fun time at the event. It was just, I love chatting with bookish humans. For some reason, I'm an extrovert, and it just, I thrive on being around bookish people, and having spoken about mental health in this vlog already, that makes me feel so good to be around other people and is infinitely something that will always benefit my mental health. And doing that tonight has just given me a big wave of happiness and nice feelings to be in a community that I love, spending time doing something that I love doing, and just being around bookish friends. So that was a really good event. Thank you so much to Hot Escape for inviting me along. I did say I finished my book, so hang on, where is my book? I'm gonna grab it. So I actually ended up picking up my audiobook for the final part of this book because I wanted to be able to finish it on the drive to or from London, which I did. I finished it on the way back. So I think the audiobook kind of saved this one for me. I was enjoying it, but I think for a thriller, which on the front, one of the reviews says it's an addictive and riveting psychological thriller, it really wasn't that thrilling. Definitely got its pacing going, and once you found out more and more information, it did feel like it became more of a thriller. The start of this definitely gave off Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl type of vibes. It just felt very back and forth, very jovial, and like it wasn't particularly grabbing me for those reasons. However, the latter part of this definitely did grab me a lot more once we started getting reveal after reveal after reveal, and the plot going all these different directions and seeing how all these characters played into it. I definitely think it did grab me a lot more, and I definitely felt like I was looking forward to listening to it on the way back in my car because I needed to know how it was going to end. So in that sense, it definitely turned itself around, which I'm really glad it did because I had high hopes for this, and honestly I felt bored at the start, but the end definitely picked up, and I definitely think that was helped by listening to the audiobook. I know that this is described as a dark academia, and I'm trying to think if it does actually fit within that or not for me. In my head, a dark academia is something that is very centric around the academia element of the university experience, the school experience, and this was set at university. There were dark things happening, but it wasn't really set around the academia. There wasn't anything, like when you read The Secret History, or when you read If We Were Villains, there's these passions and the things that they're studying come into play in the story, and who they are as characters is very much influenced by the work they're doing, the study they're doing, whereas this wasn't really about that. In fact, I don't even know if I know what all the characters studied, and if I did, I've forgotten. So it didn't really have the academia side really, other than the fact that they were at university and had the kind of frat sorority thing going on as well. I mean, obviously very much Americanized in that sense because universities in England are very different from that, but yeah, didn't stop me enjoying it. But I just don't know whether 100% it fits into the dark academia genre. Definitely a thriller, definitely set at university, definitely dark. I just don't know if it quite ticked into those boxes, but that's just the way that I'm thinking about it. So I don't know what I'm giving this out of 5. I need to run it through Core. I think maybe 3.5. Might push into a 4 possibly because of the intrigue and the enjoyment at the end. I don't know, but this concludes my update. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to sit and do an update now, because it is currently 10:12 at night and I have had a busy day. So I'm gonna go get ready for bed now and function in the morning to actually torture you properly. Hopefully you've enjoyed this update and I haven't waffled too much crap. I'm pretty sure there's been a good percentage of crap, but I had a good night. I feel good that I saw people. And I like the fact that this week I have set the intention of deliberately, consciously trying to do things that will help my mental health. Because whilst today was obviously something I've had planned for a while, it is something that also helps my mental health. And tomorrow, or today now, Wednesday, I'm gonna try and do some more things that will help my brain. I think I'm gonna go to the cinema. I think I already said that. And why am I still talking? I'm gonna go to bed. Goodbye. I'll catch up with you properly tomorrow, today, Wednesday, which technically it now is. Oh my god, just stop talking. Hello, it is Wednesday. I have slept. I am rested. I hope you enjoyed the footage from last night. I have edited it and I mean, it was quite fun to edit, so I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I was definitely all over the place in my brain, but it was a fun time. I had a great night. I feel so fueled from that night, and I think that has made me feel really good waking up today knowing that I had that great experience, and I would love to be able to do things like that more regularly. I know that's not necessarily very realistic to be able to do those kind of things more regularly, but it was a lot of fun. Despite how absolutely knackered I was, I did manage to start a new book last night. I read 8 pages. I know, it's a lot. This is Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. This is a fantastic middle grade series following Amari, who is looking for her missing brother and gets sucked into this world of supernatural affairs, the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs. She starts a training program to become an agent with them whilst looking for her brother. Basically, she never knew that there was this other world other than the one that she knew, and suddenly she's aware that there's this supernatural world around her and there's all these other creatures and beings. It's so creative, it's so much fun. I'm so happy to be back in this world with Amari. I love the endless, no limits creativity that middle grade has, and I just needed a bit of that in my life this week. So I started this last night, as I said, 8 pages in. Really haven't read much yet, but I will let you know my thoughts when I do. It is midday. I have already filmed a video this morning, which I'm really pleased with. I'm going to edit a little bit of it now. I've done a couple of bits of freelance work. I've filmed a bit for a promotion that I'm working on. Lots of things happening. It's a busy, productive Wednesday. I'm going to head to a nearby town soon to go to the cinema to see Wakanda Forever, which I'm really excited about. I always see Marvel films on release day, and I think that shows how busy I have been at the moment, that I wasn't able to see Wakanda Forever on release day last week, so I'm really excited to see it today. My town does have a cinema, but the town that I'm going to go to, which is like a 20-minute drive away, they have reclining seats and it's just a different experience. I also have a load of free cinema vouchers at the moment because a screening that I went to like ages ago, like 6 or 7 months ago, there was something wrong with the screening and they gave out free cinema tickets. Yes, please. So it means I can't book, which is slightly annoying. So I'm gonna hopefully, well, I don't think it's that much of a risk because I'm going in the middle of the day on a weekday, so it should be fine. But reclining seats, it's a long film, so I'm gonna grab my popcorn. It's gonna be good. I put minstrels on top of my popcorn, by the way. Does anyone else do this? There's an Odeon that I've been to that like sells the option to put stuff on top of popcorn, like chocolate pretzels, minstrels, little mini Rolos. So good, especially if the popcorn's a little bit warm still and it all melts. Anyway, so now I just buy a little bag of minstrels and scatter them on top of my popcorn because the cinema I'm going to is a view and it doesn't offer this added feature. So top tier, would recommend. I am waffling. I'm gonna edit a bit more and then I'm gonna head to the cinema. Today has been so busy that I have only just now thought about picking up the camera, but yesterday I went to see Wakanda Forever and oh my gosh, it was so good. Oh, there were all the feels, all the feels. I'm not going to say anything spoilery, but I gave it 5 out of 5 stars and I just thought it was fantastic. Today's been really busy. I have got Patreon sprints later, which I'm very much looking forward to. I really wanted to get out for a walk today, but it is now 3:45. I finished work at 4:30 and it's getting dark. I do need to empty my bins, so I might use that as my excuse to get outside, but I really wanted to have my walk be the thing that I did today that was for me. I did do yoga again when I woke up, 3 days in the week so far, so I'm quite proud of myself there. But I just ran out of time. It's really, really busy at the moment, so we'll see how that goes if I actually get out for a walk, but I am looking forward to Patreon reading sprints later. Okay, I know I look really good right now. This is my Pikachu onesie. I just wanted to show it to you because I think it's fabulous. My friend Kat got me this from Tac Fiction years and years ago. I am baking hot, but I'm about to stream Pokemon looking this damn sexy. So I just thought you deserved to see it, really. Hey, I'm aware this is still a stunning look and it is many hours later. I mean, it's nearly 11 at night. I have done my stream and I'm still in my Pikachu onesie. It's a bit artificial materially, so it's kind of uncomfortably hot now that I've had it on for many an hour, but it was good fun on the stream. I had fun streaming Pokemon. I have reading updates and I wanted to wrap up the vlog. So I was on Patreon Sprints last night and I read a pretty good chunk of Mario the Great Game. I am liking this a lot. It is so creative. I just enjoy middle grade so much for how freeing it can be. There is a fairy that is a knight of Coke and one that's a knight of Pepsi, and I love that. And they wear Pepsi and Coke cans as their armour, and I just think that is fantastic. There's so many different departments in the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, and I would just love to walk around there. I can see it so clearly in my head. I think this would make a fantastic film. It really would. It's so visual, so much fun. It has so many interesting characters. I love it. It's great. So I have about 150 pages left of this. I haven't decided yet. I'm either going to be doing sprints tomorrow or Twitch stream tomorrow. Haven't decided. But I'm going out after, I was about to say after work, it's Saturday tomorrow. Going out in the evening for my town's Christmas light switch on. That'll be, like, this weekend coming will be a whole other vlog because I'm doing a couple of Christmassy bits this weekend and I thought it might be a nice introduction into festive content to have a little Christmassy vlog. So I don't fully know what that's going to look like yet, but that will be a vlog coming soon. So I'm going to finish this tomorrow, is the plan, basically. I also realise I haven't spoken about my audiobook, which is 50/50 by Steve Kavanagh. I've been listening to this for a couple of weeks and I haven't really given myself a good chance to get into it. And then this week when I was cleaning, I listened to about 3 hours of it in one go and I am now obsessed. I recently read and loved 13 by Steve Kavanagh, which was such a cool concept. The tagline for it is "The killer isn't on trial, he's in the jury." And you get a dual narrative from the killer, who is in the jury, and the lawyer trying to prove that the person being accused did not commit the crime. In 50/50 we have two sisters, both are saying the other sister murdered their dad. And I have absolutely no idea who did it at all. I keep thinking I'm being really clever and I'm working it out. And then I'm like, well, no, because actually this could work both ways. That thing I just thought I'd figured out actually could mean it's either sister. And I'm really addicted to it now. I have about an hour and a half left of the audiobook and I need to know. I need to know who did it. I won't give any spoilers, obviously, when I do finish it. But Steve Kavanagh is definitely a good thriller writer. It's fun, it's captivating, it's constantly fast-paced. I would say I think really Steve Kavanagh's writing comes alive when you are in the court situations within these crime thriller moments. I think from this one and also from 13, those were like the parts that I found the most compelling because of the way that you have the evidence being revealed and that kind of goosebumpy moment that I absolutely love. So I think that that's for me when it comes more alive, but enjoying it in general. Also, I was filming a reel earlier and I was pulling out some 5-star reads from this year for the reel, and it occurred to me that over the last few months, and really this year in general, I have not had many 5-star reads. The last 5-star read I read in October, and it was The Last House on Needless Street by Katrina Ward. Loved that, fantastic. And there are books that have come close. Like I think on reflection, something like The Final Girl Support Group might have edged into 5-star. I think I gave it 4.5 at the time. But I haven't had an actual 5-star read for so long. Like, well, consistently. I've had obviously the one in October, but I haven't had multiple 5-star reads for ages, and I don't know why. Like, I'm really enjoying what I'm reading. It's just apparently nothing's blowing my mind, so I'd like to amend that at some point soon. I don't know what that read will be, obviously. I'm never going to know what's going to be a 5-star read, but I have no predictions, basically. There's nothing that I have left on my TBR where I'm like, that is definitely going to be a 5-star read. I think now that my reading tastes change and are developing, I am also changing what I need for something to be really mind-blowing and really amazing, and that bar is now like all the way up here, and apparently no books are reaching it at the moment. So I didn't realise I'd accidentally put this expectation on my reading, but apparently I have. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up here. I realise how ridiculous I look. I keep catching myself in the viewfinder. Aren't these ears fantastic? I think the ears are losing a little bit of their stuffing because they're just a bit limp, to be honest. But I have successfully done something each day this week for me, And that is what I wanted to do, because when I started this vlog, I was talking about mental health. And I would say my mental health has been up and down this week. I think it's just a curve for me with this feeling of loneliness and with the anxiety of the economy and pressures like that. There's a lot of things that are weighing on me, and I think that whilst, like, for example, on Tuesday and Wednesday I felt really great because of other things that were happening, it doesn't mean I then don't dip down on other days and find things difficult again. So I think it's always going to be up and down, it's never going to be linear. But the point of this vlog was, one, to be just open and have a chat in the hope that one other person could recognise something in that and feel like they felt less alone, and two was to kind of almost hold myself accountable to try and do something each day consciously to help my brain, and I think I have managed to do that. On Monday I went to work in a cafe, which is something that I want to do more of, and is such a simple thing to help, but it really does help. On Tuesday I was in London for the book event, which was brilliant. On Wednesday I took myself on a date to the cinema, and I had a free cinema voucher, so it was a free trip to the cinema, which was even better. On Thursday, what did I do on Thursday? I went for a very brief walk, which I didn't think I'd have time for, and I did manage to fit in a walk. And I also was on Patreon sprints, but I was taking that time for me to be able to sit and read, which I hadn't really spent much time doing for the whole week. And then today, I spent some time this evening. I did stream earlier on Twitch, but then later on in the evening, I just sat down and played a game on my Switch just for me, where I wasn't creating content about it, and I was just sat enjoying it, which was my little thing. So they're just little moments. They don't all have to be big things, but I definitely think it helps. This is becoming a very long outro from a gal dressed in a Pikachu suit, but I hope you have enjoyed how this vlog has turned out. I have tried to filter myself less in this vlog as well, because I think that is something that is affecting my mental health. I'm always re-editing and refilming what I say, because like I make small mistakes, or I don't like the way I've said something, or I don't like the way I look in a certain clip, and I'm trying to get better at that. And I think I have in this vlog. I don't know if that's anything anyone will notice, because obviously you wouldn't have seen the versions that I would have posted had I not have refilmed, or had I not have re-edited, but it's something that I certainly notice a lot and winds me up quite a lot. So I think I've got better at this for this vlog. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. Comment down below one thing you have done on the day you are watching this for you, and if you haven't done something yet, consider this your reminder to go and do something. If you would like to comment something, I need to start doing this more. If you want to comment something and you don't know what to comment, I need to put these in more, because I love it when people do it in their videos. Let's put the brain emoji. There's a brain emoji, isn't there? The brain emoji or the sun emoji, because I like the sun and the colour yellow. If you couldn't tell, I might as well just blend in with my wall at this point. You can find my link. No, that's not the right order. You can subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. You can also find a link down below to my Patreon, where I do extra content such as weekly live shows, a podcast, a Discord, all the fun things. And you can find linked down below my online shop. I don't know why that was so hard to get through. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.